Hello everyone. This is a short video to explain Homework 1 since it has a lot of parts. The first part of the homework makes sure everyone is up and running with RStudio because we're going to be using that a lot. The second part refreshes your memory about C++ because our first project is going to use C++. After this homework and the first project, we won't be using C++ anymore, which is good news for those of you that hate C++. So what you'll turn in is your RStudio file and a CPP file zipped together. You don't need to upload the data. Make sure you put in a lot of comments. Let's look at the first part, which is the RStudio part. The first thing it says is create a new RMD file. So I've got RStudio open over here. I'm going to go to File, New File, our notebook. And there's our notebook. Alright, you'll want to put in a title, Homework 1. Go ahead and put in your name. And pay attention to this because this tells you how to add new chunks of code on your system. It varies, Mac, Unix, Windows, it varies a little bit. But I'm going to get rid of all that. And put in some R Markdown like this, which will help the TA find the different parts of your program. Okay, let me just get rid of this stuff. A couple things I want to explain here is I say load library mass. Okay, that's fine. But if you haven't installed it yet, go down here to the console. Don't do this in your code. Just do it in your console. To install .packages mass in quotes. So when we install .packages, we have to put the library in quotes. When we load it, we don't. So I think the rest of this is self-explanatory. We're going to be looking at the Boston dataset, which is a housing dataset. When I say use our commands, I mean make a new step for that. So every one of these steps, you should make it easy for the grader to find it, and your code should do whatever it says to do. And all of this is explained in the book or the video. I have you just do some basic data exploration and create a plot, and then some more data exploration. Let's look at the C++ part. You can export the Boston data frame like this, but since I want to make sure everyone has the same exact file, I'll probably just upload that file for you. And it looks like this. It's got two values, comma separated, of number of rooms and median home value. So you're going to read that into two vectors. I recommend vectors, but you can use another data structure if you prefer. And then you'll write functions to find some statistics on a numeric vector. And then you'll call A through D here, some mean, median, range for each column. And then you'll call covariance and correlation. I have formulas down here. And print out your results. Now, I find that since a lot of students haven't looked at C++ for a while, and sometimes they've never really read in data from a text file, I want to go ahead and share this part of my code over here. Students in the past found this to be the hardest part when really there's not much to it. I have an input file stream, and I went ahead and made vectors of length 1000, even though this file isn't that long. I'll resize them down here. Then I open the file here, outputting an error message if it can't be opened. Here I'm just basically throwing away this heading line. And this is the important part right here. I'm going to keep track of a number of observations. And as long as there's a new line coming in, we're going to get a line. We're going to get the room, a comma, median home value, new line, and then add the room and median value to those vectors, add 1 to my number of observations, so that's pretty straightforward. And then when I'm through, I can resize those vectors. So I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. I'm not even saying it's the best way to do it. I'm just saying it's one way to do it to get you started with the important part of the code. All right, I think that's enough explanation. You're ready to get coding, and remember, if you're lost, that Piazza is your new best friend.